Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another show of strategies, tactics, and boosts for F1 class. I hope everything went well in the qualifying round. I hope we helped you with the strategies we gave you last time on Tuesday. Sorry, and I hope that we are all going together to race in this weekend, opening and final round. That's why we are here. That's why we are making this video. So let's let's get down to it. Let's see. We have to see seven very exciting tracks, starting of course as always uh, from Melbourne, Australia. 10% of raining. This smells like mixed conditions, but you never know. Then we travel to Miami, Monza, Belgium with 6% of raining. Another very tricky track, maybe with mixed conditions. Many times when we have these small percentages of rain, we have usually mixed conditions. Track number 5, now we are sure it's raining in Zandvoort, Netherlands. Then we go to France for a dry race. Imola with 67% of raining. Very interesting, a very interesting race. If it rains, it would be very interesting. And finally, again, we return in Australia, Melbourne, for a dry race. So, these are the tracks we are going to race, and we have a lot to see and discuss for these 7 tracks. We have mixed conditions. We have mixed conditions. We have rain. We have dry races. Oh, again, I forgot my cell phone, and we need it. I always forget it. I don't know why. Thank God it's on the table. So, uh, let's start. Let's go to our first track, Australia, Melbourne. We're going to see the dry race, of course. We have seen it for the qualifying phase. We are going to see it again now, but we're going to see a wet race too. 10% is always 10%. So let's go a little bit quick with the dry race. We said everything. We saw this 2 days ago, 3 days ago. 5-3 Taurus Eagle. If we are in the middle of the pack, maybe in the back of the grid. 4-4 Hards. If you don't have good tire management, if you have good tire management, then mediums, Ud, Jin, and Kawai, because Australia is all about grip and corners, of course. And this is a strategy for even if you are in the middle of the pack or at the back of the pack. This is a strategy for when we are in front of the pack. If we're something like 5, 6, 7, Skull is the best choice here. If we are P1, P2, Hex is a very good choice, but if we like more to go for grip and corners, then Kawai, Ud, and Jin would be excellent choices for this. And you can go both your drivers and use Oud and Kavai, or Hex and Oud, Hex and Kavai, Oud and Jin, Kavai and Jin. My best two choices would be Kavai and Oud. And if you like to go a little bit fast, uh, and maybe be ready for mixed conditions, then Hex, Tune In would be a very good choice. And another strategy, especially if you are at the back of the pack, something happened here to my graphic, okay, I will fix it later. Instead of the sun, we should have a 3 there. It's 3 laps with a soft compound and 5 laps with a hard compound, or with a medium compound if you have the tire management. As I always say, Taurus and Eagle are very good choices. Uh, if you have good tire management, you can go with boosts even without tire boosting. But I would prefer Taurus and Eagle here. Now, let's go. Come on. Okay. Now we are okay. If it rains, then 4-4, wedge of course. Tune In, the best choice here for this strategy. Wood, not so much. And Tulip as a third choice, but I would probably like here Tune In and maybe Char, because of not here, maybe Char, wetness, okay, tire management, but 4 in corners, very useful in a track like this. And of course, this is a strategy for wherever you are in the grid. 3-5. Again, as you can see, Tsar, a very good choice here, Tsar, because Tune In to 4-4, and Tsar if you go 3-5, because in the second stint, 5 laps with a wet compound, we need a little bit of tire management, a tire boosting, so we can push. I would go for Tsar, then Frost, and my last choice would be Dragon here. I want the 4 in corners that Tsar is boosting our car. Another strategy for wherever you are, mainly if you are at the back of the pack, but if you are at the top of the grid, if you make a good start and you go P1, this is a good way to go, and it would be a good way to go because you make a, an early pit, and then even if a safety car comes out, you are at the top of the pack, you are P1, and you control the race. You don't even need to pit when the safety car is out, so even if it comes in a very bad spot, and you can pit and get fresh tires, you don't care about it because you have Tsar, you have tire management, you can go all the way until the end of the race. We all know that safety cars, especially in mixed conditions or in wet conditions, are very often we see safety cars, so we have to be prepared about this. And this is the opposite than the last one. 5-3, mainly if you are in the middle of the pack, this is a very good choice. Tune In, Tsar, Frost. If you don't have any of them, okay, then we can see Dragon, we can see Wood, but now Tune In and Tsar, the best choice is Frost, the second best choice. But here we have to be careful if we get in our first stint a safety car. This is a little bit more tricky, but I think uh, with so many times we had a safety car in our races, we are getting used to it, and we have the experience to manage every situation. So that's it for Australia and dry and wet conditions. Okay, Miami. Last time we had rain in Miami. This time would be a completely dry race. And as I always say, this track is the same as Jeddah. Jeddah is a little bit faster, but it's the same strategy, the same approach, the same logic, the same everything. Uh, what we need in Miami is speed and fuel. Of course, with this strategy, talking about safety cars, it's very tricky if a safety car comes. Yes, I know it, and this is why many of you prefer to go with uh, a little bit less quicker strategy, but fast enough to win you the race. Medium, medium, soft, with Street Shark. If you can't go with Street Shark, then Dead Fast and Lumberjack. And here in Miami, Dead Fast and Lumberjack, because it's a little bit smaller, the track is a little bit smaller than Jeddah, we can push a little bit more than in Jeddah if we use in this strategy Dead Fast or Lumberjack. And why not say Lumberjack as we talk, as we say here? You see, one in tire management, a little bit. We will be able to push, but not so much. Mainly, we are going to push in sector 3, the yellow sector, and maybe in the middle of sector 2, the blue sector. That's it. But mainly in sector 3, this big straight, this huge straight is all the money, as we say here in Greece. Uh, it's where miracles happen. You can overtake a couple of cars if you are fast enough. Anyway, so that's it with Miami, and let's go to Monza, the boot. Last time in Monza we had in the last event we raced and we had some rain, some mixed conditions. Here it's a dry race, so mainly I like this 233, Dead Fast, Hex, Eclipse, Firework, Gladiator, Lumberjack, Instinct if you want, and 332. Many will say that we can do this all with softs. Yes, we can do it if we are a little bit more conservative in pushing the red button and if we have good tire management. If we don't, mediums just fine. It will do a great job. This strategy works almost all the times. Let's not say all the times. You never know. So if you want to go only with softs, the best approach is this 332 Street Shark, because we will have the tire management and the tire boosting from Street Shark to go 3 laps with a soft compound and push when we want and when is needed. And finally, we can do one pit stop, mediums, Street Shark again, a little bit less red button, but we can do it. we can do it easily 4-4 with Street Shark, or a very different approach. Many of you like to go grip and corners in Monza, so downforce is a very good choice. They have told me to use Kavai in this one, but well, maybe in a duel I will do it to see how it goes, but not before I try it in lots of duels, and maybe in a qualification round, probably. Uh, I don't think I'm going to test it in an event. So I'm just saying that I can see why many players like to use this strategy with Kavai, with Ud, which have which has very fast pit stops. So let's go to the next to our next track, which is Belgium. And in Belgium, I think it said, let me see. Okay, it says 6% of raining. I haven't uh, I haven't got uh, slides about raining. Forgive me, but we will talk about it. It's not so it's not so difficult. Uh, it's almost the same as what we're going to see here. So 222 when we are racing in Belgium. It's the fastest. Way to race in Belgium. It's the only way where you can make things happen. If you go 3-3, it's just you are just cruising around the track and hoping you can gain a couple of spots. But if you want, and especially if you are in the middle of the pack or at the top of the grid, two pit stops, only softs, Eclipse, Dead Fast, Firework, and Hex. Keep Hex. Now, if you want to go 3-3 and maybe have a chance to do something, to overtake someone, Dead Fast or Lumberjack, and why? We go with Hards, Dead Fast and Lumberjack, so we can push in the big straights in all three laps. We can go with mediums, but we won't be able to push so much. It's up to you what you decide to do. As you can see, if you want to go with mediums, Street Shark would be a better choice. Not so fast. As you can see, Street Shark has 3 in speed and 3 in overtaking. And Dead Fast, we all know, 5 in speed. But here we have a fastest compound than the Hards. So maybe it's a better approach to go with Street Shark and mediums. And as I told you again, I only tried this once. This strategy, it didn't work out for me, but I wasn't at the back of the pack. And this is a strategy when you are at the back of the pack. P17, P16, P18 and lower positions. Go for this because you have nothing to lose, only to gain. So try it. I have very good feedback about this, but I haven't tried it. If it comes and I have the chance to try it and I'm starting P16, P17, I will for sure do it to see how it goes. Of course, Taurus the best choice here because we want to be able to push a lot in our second and third stint. So with Taurus we have tire management and fuel management, and we will be able to push a lot. Now, if it rains, again I'm going with 2 pit stops, especially if you are at the top of the grid. Instead of softs here, put wet, hex, and or exception, and it's over. That's it. Now, if you want, if you don't have hex and exception, my exceptions run out. I'm waiting for the Easter event to get some. If you want to use hex, uh, use it, and you are in front of the grid, use it for your driver that is at the back. P2, P3, P4, P5, doesn't matter. And for your top driver, use maybe it's better to use frost with good grip. You can push a lot. You just want to get to the P1 and then stay there. The tire management of frost will give you, and the grip will give you a good start, and the tire management will give you the ability to push whenever you want, stay ahead of the pack, and just end up where you started, P1. Mainly this. If you are in the middle of the pack or at the back of the pack, well then probably 3-3 with frost, one driver, and then you can use maybe char, maybe tune in. You won't go for overtaking in the big straights. You are going for overtaking and being fast in the corners. Sorry, I don't have slides. My mistake. I forgot to put them on. I didn't see the 6%. I'm sorry, but I didn't see the 6%. I just saw it here. I didn't take a good look. So, next one, Zandvoort, and this is an 100% wet race. So 4-3 and 3-4 would be our best choices here. No 2 pit stops. 4-3 and 3-4. Tune in, Tsar, Prince. The best choices here. Exception, of course. Okay, if you want to go fast. But my exceptions here. Let's see them. It's only one, I think. Yep, it's only one. I'm waiting for Easter eggs. So, a good choice, but for Zandvoort, where everything is all about corners and grip, probably Tune In and Tsar, the best two choices. Tune In, we have used it lots of times. I need to get some tune-ins too. Lots of times, and as you can see, 4 in corners and a very quick pit stop will be very useful in Zandvoort. And for our second driver, again, tune in Tsar. As I told you, first driver tune in, second driver Tsar would be a good choice. Of course, if you want to play it a little bit fast, first of all, let's see why I said third choice Prince. You see here, it's all about the corners in Zandvoort. That's why Prince is our third choice. And As I said, let's go and see Koopa. If you like it to use to go a little bit speedy in a wet race, then Koopa is a good one, a good choice with acceleration and overtaking. Of course, Hex, we all know what we can do with Hex, but the most suitable uh, boosts for Zandvoort is corner and grip. So mainly corners. So tune in and Tsar, the best two. Alternatively, Frost, the best three choices here. Prince, as we said. And let's go to France. Yep. Discussions about France. Fast and Furious. Oh no, let's go with Taurus and one pit stop. As I always say, there isn't only one good strategy for every race. There are different strategies that work the same as good as other strategies, depending on the style of play each one of us has. So it's not, oh, do this and you will never going to lose. No, it's not about, it's not like that. Uh, so let's go and see. France, if you are in the middle of the pack uh, or at the back of the pack with your lowest driver, 2-3-3, hook, vice, hex and instinct, but I would go with hook. Great boost for this, and not only for this, it's a very good boost for especially when we are in the middle of the pack or at the back of the pack where we want to overtake. These 5 in overtake and 3 in acceleration have worked miracles, uh, at least for me. In the first stint, we don't push. We just, if we're at the back of the pack, we just go along with the others, and we push like hell in the second stint, and as much as we can in the third stint. If we have used lots of our fuel in the second stint and we see that we won't be able to push in the third stint, then instead of medium, use softs and just don't push the red button. As simple as that. The softs without pushing the red button, just on the yellow normal speed, it will take you until the end of the race. For the second driver, the exactly opposite. The exactly opposite strategy, 3-3-2, and here we can the same boosts, of course, and here we can use the softs in our first stint and not push at all. We can go with softs, no red button, just cruise along, and after that, second stint, we push like hell and as much as we can in the last stint with the softs. Especially if we have instinct, it would be easier to push even more. Now, as I say, if you are in the middle of the pack, it's more or less the same. If we are in front of the pack, then this one with vice, if we are P1, P2, maybe P3. If we are further back, well, then maybe hex or instinct, I'm talking about, or firework, I'm talking about P4, P5, P6. If we go further back, then hook, I think, would be the wisest choice. The same goes to the second strategy, we can go 3-3-2, starting with the softs for our second driver. So he starts p3, p4. Okay, softs. We push only the beginning and then we cruise along. And afterwards, we can, in the second stint and third stint, we can push even more. Now, what I was saying, many say that this is a very good strategy, and it is. When I was in the middle of the pack or at the back of the pack, I was using a lot 4-4 mediums with Taurus, and it worked perfectly. I gained always lots of positions, so it's a very good choice. I don't know if it works so much if you are at the top of the grid. Many say that it does. I don't know. Middle and back of the grid, yes. Top of the grid, haven't tested. I don't want to say something that I might regret later. So, seventh race. My favorite Imola. Well, my ex-favorite. Now my favorite is Jeddah, but I like Imola too. And as I always say this is the track that this is the track where undercut is at its best. So if you are at the back of the pack, this is it. 2, 3, 2. Soft, medium, soft. First stint, just go along with yellow. Second stint, push like hell. Push the red button, go to eat something, go to have a glass of water, something, I don't know, get back in time to pit in the fifth lap and put softs. And then cut down the red button because if you want the undercut to work perfectly, this is how it has to be. First stint, yellow. Second stint, only red. Third stint, with softs, red where we need, only and where we can. Dead Fast, Eclipse, Firework, Instinct. Mainly, I would prefer boosts. Gladiator, I would prefer boosts that have speed and fuel. The same goes for our second driver, as you can understand. And of course, there is the option of going 4-4 with Street Shark and Lumberjack. Street Shark mainly because we want to push, but so we need more tire management. Now, if your drivers can't go with mediums, you can go with hards, but you will have to try faster boosts in order to have the speed you need in Imola. Lumberjack, Dead Fast, Gladiator, Eclipse, very good choices. Now, before we go to the wet race, because there is a big possibility of raining in Imola, I have been told that many top players are using corner and grip boosts in this track, mainly Kawai. I don't know how. I would really like to test it, to go up against a real player, me with Dead Fast, Eclipse, and him with Kawai, and see how it goes. It would be a very good test and a very good experiment. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Some players are using Kawai in this track, but you didn't hear it from me. Okay, until I'm sure you didn't hear it from me. So let's go to our wet race. Of course, we can go Fast and Furious Hex Exception 233. Of course, we can use tune in fast pit stops. With the wet compound, we can go fast. We can push. We don't need tire management if we do 2 pit stops. And tune in. Well, here it is where Kavai comes. The previous the previous suggestion, the previous conversation we had. It's about this. Tuning is all about corners. So why we use it in to use corners in a wet race and not in a dry race? Well, they have a point, but let's say that we let's say that I'm a little bit stubborn when it comes to speeding. So our second driver 332, exactly opposite, of course. Strategy again with the same boosts. Of course, we can go 4-4, and Hex and Exception will do the job because we can go 4 laps with a wet compound, but we won't be able to push a lot. We have to be a little bit careful. Instead of Hex and Exception, let's see Merlion, where it's a very good rainy wet boost. If we don't have speed boost, or if we don't want to use speed boost. And the same goes to Cranberry, 5 in wetness and 3 in overtaking. We might find it useful, but I would really like Hex Exception. Maybe we could go with Frost, but we could easily keep Frost for this strategy. 5-3, Dragon or Char, of course. Frost will make us be able to go even, to push even more, because we will have tire boosting. We will have a very good tire management, so we would be able to push a lot. And this strategy works the other way around. 3-5, the same. It's the undercut. You can do it if you are at the back of the pack. But then if you go 3-5, then mainly Frost would be the best choice, then Dragon or Char. Oh, that's it. Really? We have... Yes, we are in the... This is the seventh track, and as you can see, the eighth track is Australia. We have seen the strategies for Australia, so I think we are ready for tomorrow or today. I don't know which day you are seeing this. We are ready for opening and for the final round. So I hope you found the video useful. I hope you liked it. If so, subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and of course press the little bell so you get notified when we have new videos, or when I'm live streaming. This weekend again I'm live streaming my opening and final round in Australian GP. So thank you thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.